Hello, goddesses. I freaking miss you guys. Mwah, mwah. I hope you're feeling safe and loved. I just want to let you know, goddesses, that I just released my brand new book called The 10 Laws of a Modern Goddess. If you're interested in my love, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, give me an honest review of the book because I'm very curious on how you guys feel. But in regards to that, it's only until for 31% off, so if you definitely want that little discount, don't forget to go on the link in bio and definitely check it out. But in regards to that, let's just start this video. So guys, one of the secret habits that successful people do is that they value consistency instead of just competition. So it's very easy to look at other people and be like comparing yourself to this, and this, and this, and what they're doing. But at the end of the day, it's really important that you remain consistent on your own vision and on your own dream. When you are having so much focus on other people, it can build insecurity within yourself and then start to just kind of dwindle your own progress, because in reality you're not supposed to be focusing on other people. You're really supposed to be focusing on yourself, because at the end of the day your competition is just you, goddess. It's just a matter of how am I progressing each and every day to create consistent results. Now, your results may not be as huge or grand, but those small little steps does matter. It's like planting a tree, right? You have to give your tree some water every now and then so it can bloom. It just takes a minute, and it's going to take some time to actually build the life that you want. But when you actually work towards doing small steps along the way, it definitely will help love. That's just really pretty much what I'm just trying to say. So goddess, this is like my absolute favorite secret habit, and of course doing the work in the dark. Now, this is more of a test of how resilient you are in your space, because you need to be able to commit to something without always being praised, right? You are your own motivator, so you need to kind of build your motivational skills within yourself and a love within yourself to push yourself to do what you need to do to commit to a goal. So doing it in the dark pretty much just means that doing it without having eyes on it, not announcing exactly what you're doing. You're just doing it because you have that self-motivational skill within you. And also doing it without people always having to cheer you on and thank you, because at the end of the day, I personally believe, love, that you should only have that praise when you're absolutely finished with the project. When you are still working on a project, yes, it's cute to have someone be like, hey, go girl, you got this. But at the end of the day, my love, you need to make sure you're actually doing the work when no one's watching, because that's really important. And there's gonna be countless days where you're gonna be so sleepy and tired, you don't feel like doing what you have to do. But at the end of the day, as long as you do it and you motivate yourself to do it, that's really what truly matters. And that's like my absolute favorite habit, and I still do that to this day, because y'all didn't know that I had a book until I freaking released it. So so this tip, goddess, may be a little bit controversial, but this is how I feel. Don't take your loved one's opinions seriously when it comes to your dreams. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, what do you mean? Okay, so a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with this, but sometimes you will have friends and family and companions kind of just not necessarily downplay your dreams, but put a lot of disadvantages in front of you, right? And it kind of stutter you from creating the dream that you want, because you're like, well, I want to value their opinions and I want to make sure that I'm not doing the wrong thing. But in regards to that, I would say don't take other people's opinions seriously when it comes to your dreams. A lot of times people would kind of cast not judgments onto you, but more so of they would cast, I don't know how to explain this, they would cast obstacles on you that didn't exist at all before you even thinking about what you were going to commit your life to. They would cast like kind of doubts a little bit, because it's more so of them protecting their brain, not necessarily you protecting your brain. Usually when people make risk or take huge risks that they've never done before, it makes sense for them to be like, okay, let me create obstacles because I need to make sure I'm doing it the safest way. But the problem is there's no such thing as doing it the safest way when it comes to your dreams. It's either you take that risk and you see what happens and you do it, or you don't and you live in regret about how you never really committed to this decision. This is why I say it's important to still listen to what they have to say, but at the end of the day, don't take their opinion seriously, because at the end of the day, you are doing something that's pretty grand and big, and that's something that's meant for you. The universe has casted this vision onto you only, so it's best for you to just work on that vision and just understand where your family members and your loved ones are coming from. But at the end of the day, don't take it too seriously and continue to work on what makes you feel spiritually better, like physically better. It's just anything that makes you feel good, a project that makes you feel good, that makes you feel alive. Just commit to it and just continue to stay tunnel vision to that dream. So when it comes to the laws of manifestation, you have to be serious. You have to become obsessed with that dream outcome. I know it's very scary to manifest something in your life, especially when you're not living it now. It's kind of difficult to put yourself into that mindset of, well, I can't even see it, so how can I even believe it type belief. But I trust you, when you're building up towards something, it's going to feel amazing once you reach that outcome. And I need you to become obsessed with that outcome. That means just studying it, visioning how you are, visioning how once you become that successful, or once you launch that dream business, or you launch that just dream self, how you're gonna actually feel when you actually make it. Like, become obsessed with that dream and it will come true. That's really the reality of what manifestation really is becoming obsessed with the possible outcome of how it's going to happen. Now it's just whether or not you want to do the work, and definitely, my love, you will definitely do the work. But in regards to that, my love, just become so obsessed with the outcome and continue to just keep your eyes on that outcome, and it will definitely happen. One thing that people tend to undermine when it comes to successful people is that they actually do ask for help. Yes, it's very important as a successful person. I don't know why I keep saying as a successful person. I'm not gonna block that out. So you're gonna see all my lips, my failures. I like to highlight those. I don't know why, but I do. But another important habit that all successful people do is that they don't do the journey alone. They do actually ask for help. It's because even when you are learning, you're not necessarily that expert of that field, and it's important to learn from the people who are actually experts of that field. So if you are working on getting to know yourself better, getting to actually promote yourself better, getting to actually take care of yourself better, it's important to go to someone who's an expert of that field. For instance, a dietitian, or someone who has more of a medical field or outtake towards taking care of yourself, or even a motivator like me who really talks to you about flourishing your soul with good words and how you can really manifest yourself by doing so. So it's asking for help and not doing the journey alone. It's very important, because in the end of the day, it does give you a different perspective on what you need to work with while being along the journey of creating the life that you love. So please, bitch, start doing that, and it will definitely help you out. And just remember, my love, don't do this alone. Trust me. I know it's important to I know people, they be trying to do it and thinking that it's gonna work out. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to definitely make mistakes along the way. And that also brings to my next lesson, is making as many mistakes as you can. When you're taking a huge risk, it's very it's scary. And I know how scary it is, because in society, we're always taught to not take huge risk. We always talk about risk management, and sometimes we create under risk, which I will talk about way later on in my next video. But in regards to that, my love, definitely take risk and make as many mistakes as you can on your journey. I would suggest doing this because you want to make as many mistakes as you can, so you can educate others on what mistake that you did and how you learned from it. Because when you've made so many mistakes, that gives you so much wisdom and knowledge of that said thing, and you'd be like, you know what, this is how I did it, this is how I learned, and this is how I'm going to teach you how to flourish. You kind of want to have that mindset when it comes to your mistakes. And obviously, I always tell my girlies, don't take your mistakes personally. Make as many mistakes as you can. That's just how life is. And that's how it is when it comes to your dream career, your dream goals. Make as many mistakes as you can so you learn from them, so you can educate people on those said mistakes. I think that was... Ooh. Sorry, I got a little spicy with that. I don't know why, but yeah. So this is kind of synonymous with basically surrounding yourself with successful people. But let's be honest here, a lot of my girlies don't have that access, in which I do understand. So I would say pick a successful person that aligns to you well and study that mindset of that person. Most likely, successful people don't think the way normal people think. It's true. It's like they've literally programmed their brain to basically accomplish anything and everything that they want, and you kind of want to align yourself with that same mindset. So if you really truly want to become successful and actually integrate that, study the success of your idols and see how it goes. Study how they talk to people, how they interact with people, how they get to open to people about their experiences, and just study how they are, my love, and you'll learn so much about them. And of course, start to slowly integrate slight bits of their mindset onto yours. So if you notice that you tend to not necessarily pick yourself up back well, ask or try to look around and see how is the mindset of your idol, and what do they do, and how do they pick themselves up. So for instance, for me, I slur my words all the freaking time. And so one of my favorite idols is Lisa Nicole. And oh my God, she is so beautiful. And on top of that, she does promote people and teach people how to do public speaking, which is something that I lack, but I am definitely still learning. But that's one of my biggest idols. And of course, as I said, my love, study your idol's mindset, and it will definitely help you out in the end. I'm not gonna lie, goddess, I kind of feel like I should have put this on the first tip of the list, but I was like, it's fine the way it is. I just wrote it the way that I wrote it. So embrace your advantages rather than your disadvantages. So for instance, a lot of times when people are thinking to start their dream life or become the woman that they want to become, the first thing that they typically do is they create obstacles in their brain to keep them from wanting to actually do what they're supposed to do. I don't know why we do that as humans. I think it's just, as I said, our way of protecting ourselves, but in reality, we're actually not protecting ourselves. We're fading back to the mindset of, okay, since all of these disadvantages are in front of me, I might as well not do it. And that's typically what people do, is that they see all these disadvantages and they're like, you know what, I'm overloaded with so much right now. It's to the point where, why the hell am I going to do this if all I know is I'm going to fail? So it's like, don't do that. When it comes to your dreams or your goals, first highlight the advantages, and I wouldn't even say think about the disadvantages. This is just for my overthinker girlies, because I know a lot of y'all just be overthinking and your brain naturally is going to bring up those disadvantages. I don't even want to say don't bring them up, but I would just say hyper focus on the advantages of creating your dream instead of just the disadvantages, because when you come at an open mind of having many advantages, it does encourage you to keep going along the way. So if you are, for instance, thinking about starting a business, the first thing you typically do is say, okay, well, I don't have the money, right? Or it's typically, okay, well, I can't do this because I don't even have the materials. I can't do this because this is not the right setting. I can't do this because da da da. And it's just like, first, relax. Second off, create money opportunities for you to commit so you can actually create a business for yourself. Not many people start with having millions and millions of dollars, and that's fine, my love. That's the fact that you can really start it from the front and actually start it from scratch, not having money, like think about it, like that's encouraging towards your story. If you can in fact literally build a business off the ground with absolutely nothing, that's just so much, that's just the beauty of it. That's just so amazing to do. So it's like, why not? Okay, so you being broke isn't really necessarily a disadvantage. It's just, okay, I don't have the money, so what can I do to create the money so I can build a business? So you have to think outside of just your disadvantages, because at the end of the day, we typically use our disadvantages to stop ourselves from building life that we want. But in reality, we can actually create the life that we want. It's just a matter of how do we navigate these disadvantages to help us in the end. You know what I'm saying? I know I know I'm always like, no, no, no. I'm very blabbermouth, but it's fine. That's just how I am. So if you don't get it, my love, tell me so I can like lower it down. But in regards to that, yes. So yeah, create advantages more than disadvantages when it comes to your dream life. Highlight those advantages first rather than the disadvantages, because it doesn't matter what the disadvantages are. You might not even go through disadvantages that you think that's going to happen. You may just go through the advantages and that's it. So just take it slow. Think of the advantages first and highlight those advantages, and then think of your dream outcome. That's literally the key to manifestation, girl. Literally it is. And lastly, my love, embrace the turbulences. Yes. Embrace the challenge, embrace the turbulences. It's gonna be a lot. I know. Girl, I know everything about failing. I failed so many times in my life, and guess what? I keep going because I don't know, I just keep going, and bitch, I want you to do too. So embrace the turbulences, which means don't take your mistakes so seriously. I just literally said that a couple seconds ago, and yes, I hope you took that in. Embrace your turbulences, which means when it comes to a challenge, when you're building your dream life, dream self, dream career, understand you're gonna go through challenges that our universe grants you. They may not feel like it's good, but trust me, it is good towards your growth. It's good towards how well can you become resilient towards these, turbulences. You need to understand that challenges are meant to encourage you to learn and not to take away from you. I know it's really hard to deal with sometimes. It's hard to deal with that because I'm the type of person, well, if I can have it easy, I'm gonna have it easy. But the thing is, love, when you're building your dream life, your dream career, your dream goals, it's not gonna be easy because it's not meant to be easy. That's the harsh reality of it. It's not meant to be easy. Because think about it, you're changing your entire life in a lifetime, which means you're sacrificing 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, or maybe even like 2 years to create the life that you want, just so your entire lifetime can be good, right? So it's like, embrace those challenges and use them as learning blocks instead of taking it so personally and basically creating that life where it basically breaks you down. You don't need that, my love. It won't be good for you. It won't encourage you to do well. It's just create a mindset where every challenge is a lesson of learning. It's not a lesson of grief. It's not a lesson of beating yourself up. It's a lesson of learning. It's a lesson of encouragement. So I hope you took that well, my love. If you didn't, we can fight, we can buckle, but just know, create a life around you and create a life where mistakes, turbulences, challenges are nothing. They're nothing because you're strong enough and you can actually go through hard things. So, but in regards, my love, I hope you're feeling well. And I do hope that after this video, you have gained some knowledge on what habits that successful people typically do. And if you have learned anything, or if you haven't, let me know in the comments. But in regards to that, my love, I freaking love you, goddesses. I hope you're feeling well and I hope you're feeling safe. And I shall see you in my next video. Bye.